Hello, my name's Jill Cook and I'm the manager of the Personal Independence Programme, or PIP. This video is to explain to you busy doctors what the programme is all about and how it could benefit you and your patients. First of all, you'll hear from some people who are involved in the programme, so the Personal Independence Coordinators, or PICs, and some health professionals too. And then you'll hear from some of the clients who have benefited from the programme.
Part of my work is that we work in the community hubs, which used to be called CHOCs, but now in different places they have different names, but we call them community hubs now, and they are a multidisciplinary group of people who get together on a weekly basis to discuss patients, mostly frail older patients, but not always, who are coming towards some sort of a crisis.
The multidisciplinary team is made up of lots of different specialties and health and social care providers. So we have community geriatricians, who are doctors specialising in older, frailer people. We have occupational therapists, physiotherapists, pharmacists, and members of the voluntary sector. And AgeUK is one of the members of our group, and we have a fantastic AgeUK coordinator who works very closely with us.
I've only been doing the job for a year and a half, and I didn't come from a background that is anything to do with caring or anything. So it's all very new to me. And I think that's helped with the way I deal with my clients. And my first hub meeting was probably the scariest thing I've ever been through in my life.
So every week we come together as a group and we discuss these complex, frail patients. They can be identified either through the surgery, but also through organisations working in the community, so which would include organisations like AgeUK.
I get referrals generally from there, but I also get referrals from the day centre if they think that there's somebody that could do with my help. And some people also ring in themselves, and sometimes family members ring in also. I also get referrals directly from the hospital, from the care navigator there that does the home discharge.
If the individual is from Marketplace Surgery or Ash Surgery, then I'll go and visit them at home. We have a chat. It's not a meeting or anything. We just find out what that individual needs and what support they need. Sometimes it is just they're isolated, and they can come a long way when they're out of their home and seeing other people.
I met Angela. I attended a hub meeting about 3 weeks ago, and Angela's GP approached me and said, "Would you mind going to see this lovely lady? You will get on really well. She needs some help with her confidence. She's only coming to the doctor's surgery. She's not going out apart from that. We think due to anxiety issues along with her medical issues. And she would actually love to get back into the community again." So I called Angela later that day and arranged to go and see her the next day.
When I couldn't walk down the garden to put washing out, I couldn't get in the taxi, I couldn't get in the car, I had to have help getting about. Well, since I've known Bev, she's brought me out of myself. She rang me today and said, "I'm going to come and pick you up and take you into AgeUK today." So I goes, "Oh, that's lovely." Got me at the house again.
Angela's been having a few problems with her bills and things where she's gotten a bit of a pickle. So I've arranged for her to see our INA, which is Information and Advice Officer, who works from AgeUK. And that will be a supported visit with me. And we're going to go through her bills and get all that sorted out.
I know I can't do forms because Michelle always used to say to me, don't put pen to paper, because she always used to do the forms for me. But now there's someone age concerned, knows all about forms, benefit forms and things like that.
King of Hearts.
Yeah.
Anne and I have several things in common: age of our children, interests, and the town generally.
We talk about books that we read. We talk about family. We have an interest, because Gwen was a teacher. I have two sons who are teachers, so we have a common link there.
We try to go out twice a week, and comes around to see me, and we walk around to Scrabble at the library. And then on another day of the week, either a Thursday or a Friday, we'll go for a walk out. And we've now got as far as going up to the Butts, and then we go and have coffee. And it means that I can get out. Whereas before I was really trapped indoors, wasn't I? I couldn't go anywhere.
I have, on occasions, timed her doing our regular walk, and to see her confidence grow so that the time that it takes to do that walk is less, is good. She's aware of her confidence growing, which again is good. And that's a good feeling to know that perhaps I've contributed to that.
I was just lost, absolutely lost. And I felt terrible at times. I didn't know what to do with myself. I used to go to bed and get up again, wander around the room, go, oh, I'll have a cup of tea, make a cup of tea, sit here and drink it, turn the telly on, oh, there's nothing on there, and go back to bed, and then I'd get up and a couple of hours later, and I kept doing that. And
it turns out we were married approximately the same number of years. It is very, very hard, isn't it, Rita? Very hard.
To begin with, she was a little bit unsure about this, and then she was happy. She said, yes, I'd like to give it a go. And it's lovely. They've built up a rapport. They chat, have a cup of tea. She brings her in. Her befriender brings Rita into the centre.
oh, well, there's Margaret. When as soon as I walked in, then she saw me. She said, come over here, Rita. Come on, sit with me. Went over there and sat with her. And then there's a boy named Harry, an old boy named Harry. And she introduced me to him, and we got all sit together. You know, you saw us, didn't you, around the, all sit together talking, and it's quite nice.
Financial support, social support, help with welfare rights and mobility aids are just some of the things that we offer. We also offer a dementia link worker at St Martin's in Canterbury who provides support at the point of diagnosis, directing people and their families to the most appropriate services.
Another area which AgeUK have supported our patient populations with a lot is administrative support, and that includes financial advice and financial support. And if you do have cognitive impairment, the forms are so complicated that you really need advice and help in completing them. And that's also, as I say, true for patients who have learning difficulty.
The Personal Independence Programme, carefully tailored to meet the needs of each particular client for up to 12 weeks, has obviously been a great success for all these individuals. No surprise then that plenty of people want to see more GPs using the scheme.
They've got to know the people that they see in a way that I'm never going to be able to do. And they have this really lovely combination, I always think, of sort of practical experience, knowledge of all the services that are available, and sheer kindness, and that sort of they really, really care for the people that they're seeing. And when I go and see the patients who they've seen, they've gained a lot from it. They've gained more from that than you could possibly get from any of the other individual things. But also they work very closely with the, with the medical profession, with the physios, the social services, and they do, the ones that I work with anyway, they don't have to go out of their way to really provide a very fantastic service.
I think that we're helping to install a lot of confidence in a lot of people that are becoming lonely and isolated, and we're getting them back out in the community. And I think that's really important for people's well-being as well as their mental health. I think it also helps with long-term conditions. I think if somebody's happier, they're not focusing so much on their illness. I think it's helping a lot.
There are patients who are out in the community who have unidentified unmet need, and I think that this is one way to identify them and then provide them with appropriate support. There is some evidence that if the care planning is done well and if their needs are met, that ultimately we could improve outcomes and reduce unnecessary hospital admissions. So that obviously benefits hospitals and secondary care, and also is very beneficial for patients, because we really want them to be in the best place for them, and that isn't always in hospital.
My message to GPs would be to refer to the service. The service is valued, and the elderly people really enjoy having someone coming in, chatting to them. They can talk about their past, they can talk about things that they can't talk about with their family, and that helps a great deal.
My advice to any GP who hasn't used them before, or has only used them a small amount of time, would be to use our AgeUK PICs in any form. So you can refer directly, or you can refer through the hubs. In my experience, they've been absolutely fantastic to work with the patients that I've worked with. We've worked together, they've worked independently, and to be assured that they work very, very closely and are a very important part of the multidisciplinary team. So they're not out there on their own, and they'll feed back when there's problems, and they are supported in the way we are all supported through the multidisciplinary teams.
Hope you've enjoyed this brief summary of the Personal Independence Programme. If you'd like further information, please get in touch with the contact details at the end of this video.